Before you service your tool, don't forget to observe safe working practices and follow all local work safety requirements and regulations. That also means wearing the necessary personal protective equipment. First, make sure you have everything in place for the service intervention. Open the service kit and check the content. Position the Cobra vertically on a stand. That way, you can work safely and efficiently. Open up the breaker by removing its housing. The 6-month service of your Cobra begins with draining the fluids from the tool. Place a drain pan under the Cobra. Remove the plug from the hammer mechanism. Then drain the unit by holding it horizontally above the drain pan. Tighten the drain plug after draining the hammer mechanism. After that, remove the plug from the gearbox. Again, drain the machine by holding it horizontally above the drain pan. Next up is replacing of the filters and of the spark plug. Remove the old air filter from its housing. Take the new air filter and make sure it is the correct model. Then put the new air filter into its place. Carefully and securely screw the housing closed again. Remove the old spark plug from the Cobra. Inspect it, and make sure to also check if the carburetor needs to be adjusted. Your service kit includes a new spark plug. Use that one to replace the used plug. Fasten it securely in its place. Tighten the plug up to 27 Newton-meter. Reconnect the cable. The fuel filter is next. That filter is in the tool's handle. Remove the grommet from the fuel tank. Get the new fuel filter from the service kit and reassemble it. Push it down the handle of the breaker. Don't forget to properly dispose of the old filters and spark plug. Time to replace the starter cord and the spring. First, unscrew the starting mechanism from the tool and place it on a workbench so you have easy access to it. Remove the handle from the starter cord and place the starter cord in the recess in the pulley. Rotate the pulley until all tension is released. Remove the lock ring and lift out the pulley with the spring and the starter cord. Remove the starter cord from the pulley and put it away. Then also remove the spring from the pulley. Get the replacement spring and starter cord from the service kit. Carefully position the spring hook above the groove in the starter pulley. Leave the safety ring in place and press down the spring into the starter pulley. Thread the new starter cord into the pulley. Wind up the starter cord onto the pulley, leaving a bit of slack. Locate the end of the spring in the bushing groove and press the starter pulley onto the bushing. Place the notch in the pulley edge in line with the starter cord guide and place the starter cord in the notch. Replace the lock ring. Preload the starting spring. Reassemble the handle onto the starter cord. Rotate the pulley 2 turns anti-clockwise. Release the starter cord slowly, then pull on the starting handle to check the function. Replace the starting mechanism on the Cobra. Check if it functions properly, but don't start the machine just yet. The next step is replacing the scraper ring hammer mechanism. Take the tool off its stand to do this and place it horizontally on a workbench. Loosen the 4 bolts with which the breaker housing is fastened. Remove the breaker housing. Remove the hammer position from the hammer cylinder and disassemble the piston guide. Next, remove the old O-ring, the speed seal, the lock ring, and the scraper ring of the hammer piston. There are a lot of them. Make sure to remove each one with the proper care. Get the replacement parts from your service kit. Place each part into its designated place. If needed, grease the rings before putting them into place. Remove the old gasket between the hammer cylinder and the breaker housing and replace it with a new one. Lubricate the hammer piston with a little bit of Cobra impact oil. When the percussion unit is reassembled, you can reassemble the breaker housing. Tighten the 4 bolts up to 25 Newton-meter. Next, refill the Cobra's oil. Make sure to use Atlas Copco impact oil for optimal results. Use an oil can when refilling the gearbox oil to avoid spilling. The oil level is correct when it reaches the bottom of the filler neck when the machine is standing upright. Screw back the oil plug. When refilling the hammer mechanism oil, it is also best to use an oil can to avoid spilling. The oil level is correct when it reaches the bottom of the filler neck with the machine standing upright. Check the sealing of the drain plug and tighten it properly. Time for a test run. Make sure you wear adequate hearing protection before starting the tool. Start your Cobra. Let it run for a couple of instants and then check for oil leaks. Finally, reassemble the covers of the Cobra. That's it. Your tool is serviced and ready for work again.